Hey YouTube, it's Aiden here. It's been a couple of weeks since my last video, but yeah, I just make them as they come up. Things that I think of to make videos. So if you have any suggestions, send me an email. I've done so many videos that I'm trying to come up with new ones instead of just like repeating old ones. A lot of times if people send me a suggestion, I'll just refer them to the video that pretty much answers or goes over the topic that they suggested. So this topic is mainly I think for people who are more advanced in tea, meaning like 3+ years. I just reached my 3 year mark October 31st. Actually 30th, I'm sorry. October 30th, it was my 3 years on T. And the thing I've noticed in the last 8 months, not even 6 months, once my physical changes stopped happening, I am now noticing a lot of mental changes, a lot of brain changes. Um, So it's like the first changes that happened, I kept saying, oh, I'm exactly the same as I was. There's really no difference. I don't feel any different emotionally or anything like that. But what was changing was my outside. So now, 3 years on T, what's changing is inside. The outside kind of stopped changing, and the inside is continuously changing. Um, and not to say it's for the worst or the better, it's just changing. My likes are changing. You know, just different. I like different things, and it's not that I don't like the old things; it's that I like new things. Um, I become, and when I say these things, to me, they're not negative things. I'm just expressing, the differences between before T, not even before T, just a year on T to now 3 years on T. Um, I'm more competitive. I don't. I'm not like a sore loser. If I lose, I lose. But I like to win. But I mean, like people can say, "Oh, well, everybody likes to win," or some people are competitive, some people aren't. I never really was all overly competitive. I mean, I played sports my whole life, so I am competitive. But now I'm like, if I'm gonna do something, I'm like serious about it, and I'm gonna win. You know what I mean? If I lose, I'm not like a bad loser. I don't like get mad and throw things like some people throw like temper tantrums when they lose games or whatever. But I like competitive things. I like to compete more. Like if we're playing a game, like I'd rather make it like competitive so there's like a winner. Um, so that's one new thing. I also like have really gotten into football. I follow football now. I am a Giants fan, but and Dolphins too. I follow football and I play fantasy football, and I'm kind of like addicted to it. The season is pretty much over except for postseason, so I mean, it's nothing really to be addicted to any longer because none of my teams are in. But either way, point is, I never liked football. I mean, I tried to get into it maybe like 5 years ago with a friend of mine who watched the Cowboys, and I just couldn't take to it. I really tried too. Like I legitimately tried to like and get to know players and stuff, and I couldn't grasp it. And I was doing it for like the first 2 months, first like 8, 12 weeks, and then I just kind of fell off and never went back to it. But now I'm like, I don't even have really many friends who watch it. I mean, my brother watches every now and then, but I really like football now. That's totally new. Never really liked it. Um, you know, I'm I don't know if it's like, I like to play poker too. Just won my first like money poker. It was great. I never played poker. And you know what? Come to think of it, it's not even that I like new things. It's that I like these things before T. I just never really pursued them. I didn't like them enough. I didn't, you know what I mean? And now, as I'm more on T, I'm really liking the competitiveness. So that's competitive. Poker is competitive. You know, watching football is competitive. Even like the fantasy football is competitive. You play with people you know what I mean, like you're competing. Um, so it's like a new personality trait. But then again, I mean, saying you're competitive doesn't mean it's a bad thing. Like a lot of people, if someone said to me, "Oh, I'm competitive," I probably a year or two ago would have thought like, "Oh, great, like I'm never playing again with them because they're gonna get really serious about it and they're gonna like be over the top and I'm just having fun." You know what I mean? But like I still have fun with it. I just I like to be like, oh, all right, yeah, all right, you're winning. All right, just wait, I'm gonna come back. You know what I mean? Um, so it's a whole new part of me that I never had before. And some other random things. Um, and some people might believe this, some people might not. I mean, I don't know how much science is behind this stuff. I'm just saying what I've noticed. Okay, I can parallel park like a motherfucker now. I can never parallel park, and it's not because I've just been driving for longer. I mean, I've been driving since I was 17. I'm 25. I mean, almost 10 years, and I can never parallel park. I parallel parked once on my driving test. Like that was it. Besides practicing for that, that was the only time I parallel parked successfully. Thankfully. Um, and now I can parallel park without a problem. No problemo. Parallel, sure. My concepts of space has really changed. Like space as in like I just rearranged my whole apartment, and I don't know if I would have really thought of a good way, like, cause like I was stumped about it for a couple of days, and then it finally came to me, and I was able to move it all around. But like the apartment's small and the ceilings are low, so you have to move other things to get other things there. You know what I mean? Like you got to move the couch this way, that way, move this way, move this back that way, this that way. You know what I mean? It's like a maze. I don't really think I would have A, thought that hard enough to get it done, or B, really thought of a successful, good plan for that. So, like, space is different. And that kind of goes with the parallel park thing. Like, I can park in better. I can move things around better. My concepts of space and that type of stuff is different now. I mean, there's still a lot of things that are the same. I still am always late to everything in my whole life. Always late. Never on time. Don't even count on it. If you want me to be on time, tell me it starts a half hour early. Then I'll be there on time. Um, but like, I still like to play guitar and all that stuff. My job right now and like life right now is kind of preventing me from doing some things, but hopefully as I get more comfortable living in New York and stuff again, I'll be able to take those things back up. But I mean, I still like to do them. I still like to wood burn. I still like to do these things that I used to do. It's not that I don't like to do those things anymore. It's just that I have new things I like to do. Maybe that just comes as you grow older, but yeah, like competitiveness, time, like space, um, and also like layering things, like building things, and like I've built things before and been successful, but at my job now requires a lot of forward thinking. So thinking of things in layers, and what comes first, what comes last, putting them in the correct order. And I mean, I don't know if this has anything to do with the hormones. I'm just saying. My job now is run by a man, and right underneath him is another guy, and then there's me and just one girl. And it seems like she doesn't always catch on to things right away. Um, she's very good at what she does, but as far as we do a lot of layering. It's hard to explain if you don't know, but we do a lot of layering, and she always seems to fall off while we all kind of jump on. And I'm not, people are gonna take this video all kinds of the wrong ways, and I'm not saying women can't parallel park, and I'm not saying any of those things. What I'm saying in this video is about me. It's not about anybody else. It's comparing what I used to do, or how I used to see things, or visualize, or mentally see things, as to how I do now. I've just really noticed, and maybe I'll be able to make more videos as time goes on, and I really think out the process, but I've really noticed that once I hit like my 3-year mark, my mental has started to change rather than my physical. My physical is kind of not progressing much further than, very slowly now, and now my mental is changing. And hopefully I can elaborate on this in some future videos on more specific topics. But yeah, it's just really interesting. This is just my realization of it. Me and my wife had a discussion about it not too long, like 3 days ago, and so I'm just starting to comprehend that aspect. And I feel like what I started this channel on, which was about not changing the mental, I feel like now I actually have to focus on it. I didn't really have to focus on it in the beginning. I mean, I did, but it wasn't hard. And now I really have to take into account maybe things that I may have used to done in a situation as opposed to what I do now, and just make sure that I'm still staying true to the old person as well as the new person. Maybe take some of my not competitiveness, but my need to accomplish goals and put myself first sometimes rather than letting other people go first. Maybe take that and mix it with my old passive self of letting people always go first and never letting myself go first and never putting myself first. Maybe mush the two and figure out when to put myself first, when to put somebody else ahead of me, when to use my time for what I need to get done, and when to use my time to help somebody else accomplish something. Yeah, so it's interesting. But this video is getting kind of long. I'll make another video in like 10 days because it'll be, I think, 7 months. My goodness, wow, time is flying right by. It'll be I think 7 months on after surgery. So I'll make another video in like 10 days. And yeah, if you guys have any topics, shoot them my way. I would love to hear them, but write me an email about them, because that's like the best way for me to keep the topic rather than having to go to the video, find the comment. You know what I mean? I'll be able to just know who wrote what and go to it and go from there. So, alright guys, that's it. Peace.